Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill and welcome to Suncoast FYI. Today we welcome Tidewell Hospice, the Junk Luggers of Sarasota, and the Marina Jack Bayfront Fireworks Spectacular right here on Suncoast FYI. Since 1980, Tidewell Hospice has been providing quality care to patients and families living with advanced illness. Now Tidewell is seeking to expand their services to underserved communities through their LGBTQ Grief Support Group. And here to tell us all about their new service is Callie Weber, the Operational Director of Adult Grief Services with Tidewell Hospice here in Sarasota. Welcome to our program, Callie, and thank you. What you do is such a great service to so many people, and it's not an easy job, but I'm sure it's very rewarding.
It's very much so. It's a joy to get to do what we do, helping other people. It really is.
Well, could you tell our viewers, please, about the grief and bereavement services that Tidewell offers, plus in partnership with your parent company, MDiv?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay.
So Tidewell Hospice is part of MDiv Health.
Okay.
And so we provide free grief and bereavement services not only to our Tidewell patients and their families, but also to the community as well. So for our hospice folks, from the point they're admitted to hospice through their time under our care and for the year following, our families are offered that bereavement support by trained grief counselors. And then we also have a community-based program for folks that might not have died on hospice, but are eligible to get that grief support that they so much need.
Now, all of that information can be found on your website, how people can find you. You know, it's a time that's very challenging for people when they're in the throes of something. So it's better to be, I think, prepared earlier than later. So that we'll put your website across the screen and let our folks know what that is. Now, your new group support for the LGBTQ community, you began earlier this month. Why is this so important for Tidewell to get involved, Callie?
It's a great question. So when you're going through a tough time, I think we all know how helpful it is to be with folks that you have something in common with.
Sure.
So for a long time, we've offered groups, specific to different types of loss, be it spousal partner loss, loss of a child, loss by suicide. In this specific population, we found that it's very helpful for folks to find a community in which there's a lot of trust, where you're understood and you're valued, especially in your grief, because it's a time that's really difficult. And so as much safety and feelings of security that we can give folks, we thought it was really important to specifically offer this type of group.
Okay. Now, what do you find are the unique issues of grief and bereavement in the LGBTQ community?
So for a lot of folks that are in this community, the process of coming out in and of itself sometimes can have a lot of loss. They might have lost friends or family along their journey. So there's already usually a certain degree of loss that's already part of coming out and identifying. So this group, it's from the moment they walk in, they know it's a safe place, and the people in that group will understand what their process has been like, and to be able to not have any questions about who they are, and not have to ask questions about who their relationships are with. They know that it's a safe place.
Okay. Are there other specialty forms of grief and bereavement that Tidewell offers to the community?
There are. So we have a lot of different specific types of groups. Loss by suicide, loss of a child, a parent, spousal partner loss, and then we have a children's program as well, Blue Butterfly, that helps children and families through their grief journey as well.
So when something like that happens, and we're getting to my final question, you don't have to be part of the Tidewell Hospice organization to have bereavement services. offer to you. Tell us a little bit about that and how that works, Callie.
Yeah, so this is a commitment that Tidewell has made and Empath Health have made to the community. So all of those donations, you know, when someone dies, and oftentimes in their obituary it will say something to the effect of, in lieu of flowers, please donate to Tidewell Hospice. Well, those generous donations go to help pay for this care and this support. It's a commitment that Tidewell and Empath have made to support the community. Why it's so important that in your time of deep hurting and pain, when you might have had an unexpected loss, to know that you can pick up the phone and have access to free grief support is an amazing thing to be able to provide for folks.
Now, is it a one-on-one, you say, when you pick up the phone, and you can speak to a grief counselor, or are there meetings, are there group?
Yep, so we kind of let the clients drive their own bus, so to speak. So if they want individual support or support as a family system, we can provide that. And then as appropriate, we have groups that folks can join. And some of them are time limited, like a 6-week group, and some of them are more open-ended, sort of based on whatever their specific grief need is. Grief is a very individual process.
Absolutely.
And we go through it differently. So for some folks, they might be very tearful, other folks might not.
Yes.
Some folks find it very helpful to be with a group, other folks might prefer that one-on-one space. And so we recognize that and try to offer lots of different modalities for folks to be able to plug in.
That's awesome. As you said, it's such a difficult time, and to have people, I've had personal experience with Tidewell, so I understand, and I'm so thankful for you and all of your team for what you do. So where are you located, and where can our viewers find you?
Yes, they can go to our website to look for that direct contact information, and then we have bereavement and grief counseling services throughout all of our 4 county areas. So they'll meet with a grief counselor based on their specific location.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for being here, and again, thank you for all you do for us.
Thank you.
Coming up, I sit down with Tim Vasiloff and Mark Eberhard from the Junk Luggers of Sarasota to discuss how they support the local Suncoast community, so please stay tuned.